Hello, everyone. Welcome. Have you ever been listening to someone speak English and they say something that just stops you? You think, wait, what did that mean? Well, today we're going to solve one of those confusing little phrases. We're talking about for the love of.
You might hear someone say something like, for the love of pizza, and you're thinking, wow, they must really love pizza. It sounds a little funny, right? Well, it probably doesn't mean what you think it means. So let's figure this one out together. You know, the best way to understand how confusing this can be is to see it happen. Let's look at a little story about someone who heard this phrase for the very first time. Okay, so let's meet Maria. She's just moved to a new city and she's doing something pretty normal. She's at a busy cafe just trying to get a cup of coffee. But it's really crowded and the line is super long. Now, the man standing in front of her in line, he looks so tired. You can just tell he's had a really long day. And when it's finally his turn, he lets out this big, loud sigh. He looks at the barista and says, "For the love of Mike, I just need a large coffee." And Maria just hears this and she's so confused. She's thinking to herself, who is Mike? And is this guy getting a free coffee because someone named Mike loves him? It's a funny idea, but no, that's not what's happening at all. Okay, so if he wasn't talking about a friend named Mike, what on earth did he mean? Let's clear up the confusion for Maria and for all of us. So, for the love of is an idiom, and an idiom is just a phrase where the words together have a special meaning. People use for the love of when they want to show a really strong feeling, like being surprised or frustrated or annoyed. It just makes their feelings sound stronger. So, back in the cafe, the man wasn't talking about a person named Mike at all. He was just showing everyone how tired and frustrated he was. For the love of Mike was just his way of saying, I really, really need this coffee right now. Okay, now that we kind of get it, let's look at another situation. Meet Tom. Poor Tom is stuck in some really bad traffic. The cars are not moving, and he's definitely going to be late for a big meeting. Tom is getting so frustrated. He might tap the steering wheel and say, "Oh, for the love of Pete, this traffic is not moving." See? He's not talking about someone named Pete. He's just showing how annoyed he is with the traffic. I think you're starting to get it. So let's look at a few more examples of how you might hear this phrase. Plus, I've got a really easy trick to help you remember how to use it. You can use this phrase to show a few different feelings. For annoyance, you could say, "For the love of God, please be quiet." If you're really surprised by someone's strange outfit, you might ask, "What for the love of money are you wearing?" And if you are begging someone, you could say, "For the love of everything good, just tell the truth." So how do you remember this? It's easy. Just follow these 3 simple steps. First, think of a strong feeling you're having. Maybe you're really surprised or annoyed. Second, imagine you're begging or pleading about that feeling. And third, just add "for the love of" right at the beginning. It makes your feelings sound so much stronger. You know, a lot of these old sayings have some interesting history. Let's check out a little fun fact, and then we'll look at a few other phrases that are kind of like cousins to this one. Here's something interesting. This phrase is called a minced oath. That's just a fancy way of saying it's a polite replacement for a bad word. A long, long time ago, people felt it was wrong to use God's name to show frustration, so they started saying things like, "For the love of Mike," instead. It was just a softer, more polite way to say it. English has lots of ways to show these feelings. Some phrases that are very similar and show frustration are "for crying out loud," "for goodness sake," and "for heaven's sake." Now, if you want to show the opposite feeling, like you are happy to do something, you could say "with pleasure" or "I'd be delighted." And a related phrase that shows you're a little surprised is "good grief." It's really important to use idioms correctly if you want to sound natural. So let's go over a couple of common mistakes that people make with this phrase. Okay, this is the biggest mistake right here, thinking it's about actual love. You would never say, "I bought you this gift for the love of you." It just sounds, well, strange. The correct and simple way to say this is, "I bought you this gift because I love you." Just remember, for the love of is for frustration, not for affection. Here's another common mistake. You can't just say, "For the love, can you help me?" It feels incomplete, like something is missing. You always have to add a word after of. For example, "For the love of heaven, can you help me?" You can use words like God, Pete, Mike, or heaven. Okay, it's time for a little quiz. Let's see if you can find the correct way to use this idiom. Are you ready?
All right, first question. Which one of these sentences is correct? Is it A, I am baking a cake for the love of my mom, B, for the love of Pete, why is it so cold in here, or C, he works hard for the love of his job? Take a second to think about it.
And the correct answer is B. For the love of Pete, why is it so cold in here? This is a perfect example of someone being annoyed about the temperature. The other sentences are about real love, so the idiom just doesn't work there.
Ready for one more? For the love of is used to express A, strong feelings like annoyance, B, a feeling of romantic love, or C, a feeling of hunger. And the answer is A. That's it. That's the main idea. This whole phrase is just about making strong emotions, like frustration or surprise, sound even stronger. Great job! Let's just quickly review the most important things. Remember, for the love of is for strong emotions. It is not about romantic love. You always need to add a word after of, like God or Pete. If you remember these things, you will sound so much more natural when you speak English. Okay, now it's your turn to practice. Try writing your own sentence using for the love of in the comments below. I would love to see what you come up with. If you enjoyed today's content, please like and follow. See you next time.